In his Dhamma talk a couple days ago, Ajahn Yanako talked about contemplation of the elements, and a few days before that, Ajahn Kunadamo talked about not self. And there's a sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya, I forget if it's shorter or longer discourse on the simile of the elephant's footprint, but it's spoken by Sariputta. And it's a very useful sutta for describing the practical applications of both contemplation of the elements and not self. They're really powerful techniques, but they're definitely meant to be extended beyond simply sitting meditation. So one passage from this sutta, after describing how a monk contemplates or a practitioner contemplates the body as elements, goes on to say, now if others revile, scold, harass, and abuse that practitioner, he or she understands thus: this painful feeling born of ear contact has arisen in me. But that is dependent, not independent. Dependent on what? Dependent on contact. And they understand that contact is impermanent, that feeling is impermanent, that perception is impermanent, that mental formations are impermanent, that consciousness is impermanent. And their mind, having made an element its objective basis, enters into and acquires confidence, steadiness, and decision. So that pulls in both strands, but now they're being used of elements and not self, but now it's being used, when in a stressful situation. And I was contemplating this last night, and I realized that actually, we're pretty good at not abusing each other by speech in the monastery. But when we don't get what we want, or something else like that happens, we do the same to ourselves. It's either, if something happens we don't like, we either blame, it's like we're looking for someone to blame, almost as if we had heard criticism. I either have to be wrong, or the situation has to be wrong. And it gets just as stressful as if someone had criticized us badly. And the solution isn't to go in either of those directions, but recognize this is born of contact. Recognize the causality of the situation. And then, recognize it's impermanent, and everything that arises because of it is impermanent. And then if one has a meditation practice, like say the elements, one can use that and find a space that's bigger. Having made an element its objective support, the mind enters into and acquires confidence, steadiness, and decision. So this is the potential of our practice, and we keep working on it. I offer this for your reflection.